Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Lift and Shine podcast. This is your host, Coach C, and happy Saturday. It's Saturday here. Beautiful, beautiful day in Tulum, Mexico. The sun is shining, and I usually don't come live on Saturdays, but because it's the weekend and I like to reset on the weekend, as you all should. But today, something keeps being brought up, and I figured I wanted to share what was on my mind and what discussions were brought up today when we were having breakfast after the gym. And it's the illusion of control. So before I dive right in, make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you are someone that's been struggling with weight your entire life, or someone that's struggling to lose the last 10 pounds, or someone that just wants to become the best version of yourself in order to live a life of peace, balance, stillness, and just happiness, to just be happy. So if you are someone, if this is something that you feel like, I want to learn how she lives a very happy life, because I used to be that person. I was emotional eating. I had an eating disorder. I turned to alcohol before. I did drugs. I've been in a very, very dark place for a very long time. I'm 37 now. And just in the past couple of years, I've been able to find myself again through fitness, through health. And so I'm here for you to help you truly become the best version of yourself. So with that said, if you're watching me live right now on my platforms, hashtag I'm here, or if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay. And I love to also see your wins. Let me know if there's any wins going on in your life, because when you celebrate wins, when you share gratitudes, that is when the abundance comes into place. And at the end of the day, we are all abundant, but you will not feel the abundance if you are constantly trying to control situations. And this is where we're going to talk about the illusion of control and when it comes to your weight. So let's just talk about something that's keeping so many women stuck, especially when it comes to stress, food, and weight loss. And that is the illusion of control. And what do I mean by illusion of control? We want to control everything. We want to control how much we eat. We want to control what we do. We have to plan everything out. We think that if we can just control our food, control our schedule, control our body, everything will finally fall into place. But the truth is that very need for control is what's creating the most stress. So if you're trying, and this comes back to perfectionism, if you're trying to be perfect at everything and control situations, that is going to spike your cortisol level, right? And what happens when you spike your cortisol level? Stress, hormones, imbalance, and that's where the weight gain happens. So what is illusion of control? You must be like, what is this? I've never heard a fitness trainer talk about this. Well, listen, that's why I'm not like every other fitness trainer. I don't talk about the whole macros and the scientific term of it. I really dive into your internal self. And I was just sharing with a friend earlier, like, I've never felt so happy with myself, the peace I find within. I used to have to make noise. I used to have to talk a lot. I used to have to be loud to want to be seen and heard. And now I don't care to be seen and heard. I have a message and I'm here to share my message. And I hope that I can inspire one or two people, but that's all that matters. I don't care to have millions of friends. I don't care to have a bunch of outside things to bring me joy, because I found so much peace within. So going back to the illusion of control. Control makes us feel safe, right? When we're in control, when we're in routine, we feel like everything's going great. But when life feels uncertain, things happen, we cling to what we can control. So for many women, that becomes food, the scale, routines, and numbers. But that's a problem. The problem is what we call control is often just fear wearing a disguise. Fear of chaos, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. Who's been there? And if you're live right now, let me know. Say me in the comments. Let me know if that's something that you can relate to. And even if you're not live, you're just watching on the replay or you're watching on my YouTube channel, just let me know. We micromanage the small things because the big things feel too heavy to face. We often forget that the reason we've gained weight, the reason we're binge eating, the reason we're emotionally eating isn't because we lack control. It's because we're not handling what's really, really going on inside. We're not figuring out the root cause. So when you're trying to control every meal, every calorie, every pound, your body senses that stress. And then what happens? Your cortisol, I just mentioned that earlier, your cortisol spikes, your digestion slows down, your cravings increase. So even when you think you're doing everything right, your body is stuck in fight or flight. You can't lose weight when your body doesn't feel safe. It's a fact. Your body needs to feel safe in order for the weight to drop. And a lot of the time, many of us, the weight that's on us, the physical weight, is all internal weight. So how can we release from the internal weight? And that internal weight, your subconsciousness, a lot of it are the self-limiting beliefs, past trauma, and it's also, I lost my train of thought here. I had a really good freaking point. Damn it. I hate when that happens. Okay, it's going to come back to me. But control feels safe to your mind, but it feels threatening to your body. So when you try to control every situation in your life, when you try to control everything that you do, and when things don't go your way, what happens? We get frustrated, we want to give up, and we get stressed out. So what we want to do is release that control, that sense of control. There's a huge difference between control and intentionality. And this month, we are very intentional in my community about what we say and what we do. Control says, if I don't do everything perfectly, I'll fail. But intention says, I trust myself to do what feels right, one choice at a time. Because control comes from fear. So what are you fearing right now? And intention comes from self-trust. My intentions for today is to only lead with love. My intention for today is to fuel my body, my mind, and my soul with foods that are going to help me lose the weight, right? It's like trusting yourself, trusting the process, trusting the program that this is what I need to do in order to get to my goal. So it's like holding on to a balloon too tightly. The tighter you grip, the more likely it's going to pop. But when you loosen your hand, it floats effortlessly, right? So your body is like a balloon. If you are in constant stress, survival mode, and you're trying to control everything you're eating, hitting your right macros, hitting everything on point, going to the gym, do. Think of how much stress your body's putting on you. Once you start breathing, right, like a balloon, you let the air in, breathing. That's why in my community, I talk so much about breathing. Every time we have a group call, we do some breath work, some guided meditation. I give my clients time to breathe because we're so consumed in this new world society where it's constant fight or flight with everything we do, and everybody wants to be in control of everything. But once you breathe, you let the balloon get the air in, you just feel so much better. So with that said, as I'm here recording this, I want you all to put your hand on your heart. Let's do a little activity here. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Now, what I want you to do is the box breathing that I teach my clients all the time. Breathe in, hold it, exhale, and hold it. Breathe in, hold it, exhale, Okay. If you've done it just now, like just let me know, comment, how do you feel right now compared to when before we were breathing? For me, for example, I was talking and I'm excited to talk about this topic and I'm forgetting to breathe. Hence why we just did this exercise. Now I feel okay. I feel more calm. I feel more light. I feel more in control in a way, right? But it's like surrendering to be okay, not to be perfect, right? So let's look at the difference between control and surrender, right? Because people might think surrender means to give up, but that's not what it means. And I thought that too at the beginning. I thought surrendering is to give up, but it's not. So control looks like weighing yourself daily, letting the number ruin your mood, right? Who's been there? We eat healthy all week, we feel good, we step on the scale, and as soon as you see that number, you're like, oh, now you're angry and you're upset, and now you're just gonna go eat whatever you see in the kitchen, right? Who's been there? I've been there many times. I understand you. Another way that control looks like is weighing. It's restricting food Monday to Friday and binging on the weekend. And I see this a lot, especially with new clients, where they're, yes, I'm all in, boom, boom, Monday to Friday. They log their food, and then I don't hear from them. It's crickets all weekend. There's nothing being logged, nothing's going on. That is how I used to live. I used to Monday to Friday, gym, workout, and then drink on the weekend, eat fried food, right? Cheese sticks. Oh man, I used to be a bartender, so these cheese sticks and wings. So I understand. Another way of control is overtraining because you're scared of gaining weight. That's a big one. I see this all the time. It's the fitness. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do my workout, coach. I'm so sorry. It's like, don't apologize. Don't apologize. If anything, you listen to your body. You may needed that break, but also the weight loss comes from nutrition, sleep, your central nervous system, right? Stress level. And then the last point I want to talk about with control. Control looks like feeling guilty when you're having a treat or a snack. Okay? Feeling guilty when you're taking a rest day, for example. So it's that guilt, like, oh my God, I wasn't perfect. I messed up. So it's the control, right? You're trying to control the situation. But meanwhile, it's just being, okay, I wasn't supposed to go to the gym today. I'm having this treat because I enjoy a treat once in a while because I'm allowed to, because I want to live my life. Listen, I had a croissant just now. It's open eye. We share a croissant every Saturday after the gym. That's my little treat. Okay. So that's what control looks like. Now I want to talk about what surrender looks like. Surrender looks like eating because you're hungry, not because it's 12 p.m. You don't have like a timer on your phone to get things in, or because you have to eat. And you're working out because it feels good, not because you should work out, because you want to lose the weight. You're working out because it feels good. It's part of your routine. It's part of your lifestyle. If you want to have the body of your dreams, if you want to wake up healthy, happy, and confident, you have to understand that this is a lifestyle. It is not a point A to point Z journey. This is a lifelong journey, and you have to be okay with this. Another way that surrender looks like is trusting that one meal won't ruin your progress. I've been there. It's like, oh my gosh, like I had carbs. Meanwhile, I eat carbs every day now and I feel the best. So trusting that one meal won't ruin your progress. And the last thing I want to talk about with surrendering is knowing your worth. Knowing your worth isn't tied to your size. The number on the scale does not define who you are as a person. The number on the scale doesn't even define your fitness journey, because a lot of the times, a lot of my clients see this. That's why I talk about progress photos in my community, and I get my clients to do progress photos, because a lot of times the scale may not even budge that much, but their bodies are transforming. Why are we so caught up with that number on the scale? Why? I want because when I was 25, I weighed 130 and I want to go back to 130. Well, newsflash, ladies, you're never going to be 25 again. I'm 37. I'm never going to be 25 again, but I'm working to become the best version of myself every single day. And I want to be in the best shape of my life at 38, at 39, at 40, at 50, at 60, at 100, right? I don't want to go back to where I was at 25, even if I was maybe skinnier then, right? Understand that. Like, look forward to becoming the best version of yourself every single day. And how is by letting go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, like I mentioned. It means creating space for flow. Creating space for flow will bring abundance. So I'll give you a couple steps, 5 steps that I want you to take in this weekend. And this weekend, I before I even get into the 5 steps, it's just understanding that everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. Stop trying to control situations that don't serve you, that your body, you're just adding stress to your body. Just think, every time something happens to you, say your car breaks down, I guess this is what's supposed to happen today. It's exactly where I'm supposed to be. Maybe your car broke down because you're not supposed to be going to that appointment today, right? Everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. Once you start living your life like this, your weight's going to drop. It's fact. I'm a proven fact for this. I've been doing life coaching, and I've taken life coaching sessions, and I've incorporated everything I've learned. And being in Tulum, I'm so grateful that I'm surrounded by individuals who continuously level me up and coach me to become the best version. And they catch me. They kind of like, hey, you just said this. Like, oh, okay. Let me rephrase this so I can feel better. And okay, let me just dive into the steps. I'm moving this train of thought here. Okay. I get so passionate about this. I just want to share everything that I've learned so you can put it into your daily routine so you can truly feel good. And like I say, become like the best version of yourself. And I mean that. It's like just feeling good, feeling free. Because I, for once in my life, feel so free and at peace within. And it's so interesting. My card of the day today said, how do you feel from the inside? Because everything that's around you is because of what you feel internally. So if you feel abundance, if you feel gratitude, if you feel free, if you let go of control, abundance is going to come. Magic's going to come. The weight's going to drop. Okay. So 5 steps I want you all to take. I want you to write this down, write in the comments. And these are your action steps for the day. Okay. Awareness. Number 1, becoming aware. Notice when you're gripping food, the scale, your plan, and ask, what am I afraid of losing control over? Awareness. Number 1 is awareness. Okay. Number 2, breathe. When you feel that anxiety rise, I want you to pause, just like I did earlier in my podcast. I was getting all excited. I'm like, okay, it's time to take a step back here and take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Let your nervous system know that you're safe. Your body needs to feel safe if you want the weight to drop. Number 3, reframe. Ooh, I have by the way, if you're on my YouTube channel, go check out the Flip the Script video. Reframe what you say. Trust me. The importance of what you say. We're just having a conversation actually with my neighbors just now. And what you say comes into existence. He was saying, I see you guys going to the gym every single morning. I'm like, I cannot believe that. He's like, I like struggle to get up and go. And he said, it's hard. He's like, I want to go back and do yoga again and meditation, but it's hard. And I said, look what you're saying. You're saying it's hard. So before even trying to do it, you're already setting yourself up for failure. So reframe your script. Catch yourself when you're saying things that aren't serving you and that aren't helping you get to your goal. So replace, I have control over this, with, I can trust myself here. And the phrase, if things are going wrong, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I am being divinely guided in this journey, and I trust this journey. I trust this process, because you know that sentence, and it may sound cheesy, but everything happens for a reason. And in the moment, you might not think that there's a reason behind it, but down the road, be like, oh, remember when this happened? This had to have happened for me to be here right now. Okay. So number 4, slow down. Slow down. Stress thrives in chaos. Peace grows in stillness. When you feel calm, when you feel at peace, abundance comes. And when I say abundance, I mean you feel free. And by feeling free, the weight's going to drop. And number 5, celebrate flow. Every time you make a choice from trust instead of fear, that's a win. That's a win. So I'm going to reread the 5 steps that I've written here for you guys. Number 1, awareness. Number 2, breathing. Number 3, reframe. And number 4, slow down. And the last one, celebrate flow. Because when you release the illusion of control, your body releases too. Your cortisol lowers, your cravings balance out, and your body finally feels safe, and your body finally feels safe enough to let go. Physically and emotionally. I talk about this in my community all the time. Your physical weight is emotional weight. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Talk it out. Communicate. Have a community of women like us here. Like every Monday, we have a group coaching call. Join the group coaching call. Release what no longer serves you so you can release the physical weight. Weight loss doesn't come from forcing it. It comes from flowing. I used to want to force everything. Calculate everything on point. Do this, do that, not go out because I wanted to make sure that I was eating the right foods. No, now I enjoy my life. I eat what I want. I don't diet anymore. This is my lifestyle. I don't want to diet anymore. Who the heck wants to diet? Diet I don't like the D word. Okay? So you want to stop feeling in control. So from safety, from peace, and from trust, that's what you want your body to be. So the flow of feeling abundance, the flow of feeling healthy, the flow of feeling happy comes from safety, peace, and trust. Because the more you trust in yourself, the less you'll need to control everything around you. That was the biggest lesson for me the past year, is just trusting God, trusting universe, whatever you believe in, trusting that everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. So this weekend, I want you to ask yourself, where am I trying to control what needs to be surrendered? And what would happen if I started trusting instead of forcing? Because the truth is, ladies, peace isn't found in control. It's found in letting go. Once I've learned to let go, once I've learned to surrender and trust that everything is exactly where it's supposed to be, my weight started dropping. I started feeling better. I started sleeping better. I no longer live a life where I'm constantly in stress, in survival mode. And I was like that for maybe my entire life. And I grew up around family that's like that. And they're still like that. And I never, ever, ever want to go back to that. I want to wake up happy. I want to wake up in peace. I wake up, I don't check my phone until I'm at the gym, even for my workout plan. I don't care to see what's going on in the outside world. I don't care what people are going to say, think, this. I am so at peace, and that is where you should be. And that's where I want you all to be, to find that peace within so you can feel your best, so you can look your best. So if this hit home, make sure you listen and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And listen, Shine Fitness Academy is open to everyone. I've got workout plans for all levels, at home or at the gym. I would love, love, love to have you in there. And the reason I'm so passionate with this, because I've been there and I understand you. And in this community, we don't chase perfection. We build peace, power, and presence. All right. I hope you got some value out of this. And like I said, make sure you share this with a friend and comment. Let me know. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you and support you become the best version of you. And behind me is the Zopi. He's hiding again. But have an amazing weekend, everybody. And as I always say, peace, love, and don't forget your protein. Let's freaking go.